Hello, 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 and you welcome to Part and Purpose, my LinkedIn Live sessions. It's been a while I came live online on a video like this, and it's well, we are here today. That's the most important thing. Then a lot of things have been happening within the esports space. I mean, esports is growing. That's what we like. There's a lot of global tournaments. The esports Nations Cup coming up. It's all gearing up to developing, building structures and building the framework and building the most one important thing, sustainability in the space, and then also recognition. Yes, so it's not just one important thing, but many things that makes esports acceptance, recognize, and then definitely build rewards for the players and the partners in there that are making it happen. But today, um, it's rainy morning in Accra, Ghana, West Africa. It's a very cool weather. That's where I'm wearing my cardigan, and it's because it's been a very cloudy morning. It rained this morning, and whilst I was coming to the office, I was thinking about a topic to talk about, and my mind drifted to, for me, whenever I wake up and an esports topic comes to my mind, I just have to pick up my phone, open my notepad, and I start jotting down the main points that I need to put down. Then, so while I was coming to work today, this topic came to mind, and I thought it was wonderful and intriguing. This thing called esports. What is it all about? Why are we so fascinated about it? Why are we so passionate about it? And why there is also another side? Why are a lot of people in it? And most of the time, I tend to look at esports as wild west, because there's a lot of people in there. There's a lot of characters in there. There's a lot of good people in there, and there's a lot of bad people in there. So it's a mixture, and it is what it is. I mean, in this space, it's just the foundations, and everybody is trying to create the opportunity, or create something for themselves, right? Some wanted the business, like some wanted to be imparting and social intervention. Some wanted to be on the education side. Everybody have their own purview and review, and whatever view it is they want esports to be, and it is good in their own eyes, and it is in their own in my own eyes as well, what I believe it is that esports should be. So this morning, this thing called esports is the topic, and there are a few things that I've put down, and I wanna share my thoughts. These are my thoughts per my own experiences. It's not scientific. What I've been in the space, what I've done, and what I continue to see in the space, and what I'm continue to, I hope to believe, to become. These are the things that I believe, and these are my own perceptions. So you can take it or leave it, but the most important thing is you also share your view in the comment section to let me know, or to let the world know. This is LinkedIn. In fact, I'm streaming on LinkedIn, on YouTube as well. So those of you watching on YouTube as well, you can also share your own understanding of what this esports thing is all about, right? Is it a sports? Is it not a sports? Must it be governed by the sports regulations, or must it have its own total new framework, esports framework, right? Is it entertainment? Is it technology? Is it culture? Is it youth oriented? All that has to come in. But hey, let me go back to before I jump into my topic, right? I want to have a quick break, and then once I come back, then we begin to talk about right this thing called esports. So stick and stay. I'll be right back um, with my topics and what I have to say. All right, I'll see you on the next.
I'm so excited to be back on your screens once again. Well, here we are again at the airport once again. There's more international news coming for you from Team Ghana, the e-football team. Well, number one player in the country, Medicine, going to Romania for the IESF Championships. Medicine, Charlie, right now we're going to call you International Medicine.
Charlie,
Crazy. What's the feeling like? You just dropped like a few hours ago, and you've been making another trip to compete at the international level. How's the feeling like?
it's actually not easy dropping today just to turn around, talk with some friends and family, and just turn around here and go back. Like, it's really, really tough. I'm tired, and Charlie, easy.
What do you think you're going to do differently this time, and then maybe you get different results heading into Romania?
In this tournament, I think I'll perform better than the Afro-Arab Esports. So I want prayers from all angles and support also from all angles. I'm actually ready for this.
Yo, Smokey made the beat,
The esports president of Ghana himself, Mr. Kwesi Hayford, who also just landed from Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. Welcome to the show once again. How is the feeling like right after a few hours we're heading to Romania?
This is exactly what we want. We want our players to go international. Professional players don't stay at home grounds. They play international, right? That's why we call them international. So this is what we want. We want more of our players to go out there and go and play. Sign up to big teams and go and play. And these international stages afford us the beginning entry point, to really empower our youth and you show them what is out there. When they travel, they see a lot of stuff, and then when they come back, now they are able to train and practice and be at the top level. So for me, to land this morning and this evening we are flying out again. This is the epic of esports in Ghana. That look, we are making it and we are doing it. Something good is happening in esports, and it starts from here.
Hi, and welcome back to Powered and Purpose. My name is Kwesi Hayford, and you are live watching me right here on Powered and Purpose. And for this particular episode of Powered and Purpose, I have a few things to share. You may like it, you may not like it, but it's my pointers that I've put together. So let's jump into the first pointers. Before then, let me just get my notes. Definitely get my notes, and then we go. Okie dokie. All right. So my first pointer is come on, where do we go? All right, so my first pointer is the place of play in esports. On this whole topic about what this esports is, I always want to go back to the origins. I always want to go back to the place of play. I mean, there's the power of play, but today I want to talk about the place of play, where we started playing from. In some places, people discovered their esports trajectory from the ghettos, from the game centers, or from the living rooms in their parents' homes, or from the basement, or from the cafes or the internet cafes. We all discovered our place of play from different places. You know, some people started off from the mobile phone, some people started off from the console, but we all have our place of play in esports. Those are the people from where we discovered that this playing of this game can become professional. You know, and esports is competitive play, professional competitive play of video games. And that we all started from a place. You know, you play the game competitively and you play the game casually, and then eventually now becomes competitive. You are good at it. That place of play, we all have it. We all have it. It could be your living room, it could be your bedroom, it could be, for some of us, it was the game centers that we discovered the games and we begin to play it and became best at it and begin to compete in tournaments. For some, it was just having fun on the phone. And somebody saw him, hey, this game has a good point. And that was your place of play. You know, we all have a place of play. And that is where esports originated from. Like, when I say it originated from, it doesn't mean that that's where esports started, but every gamer has their own place of play. And I think that when it comes to understanding esports, you know, for most of us in Africa, console gaming was basically where we adapted and we get connected to gaming, you know, and the PS1s, the Xbox, the Dreamcast, the Sega machines, the Ataris, all these consoles were pivot for us becoming what we now call ourselves gamers, right? So it is, and these consoles were either in the garage, in the bedroom, in the basement, in the ghettos, in the game arenas. All these places are place of play. You know, we start from the casual and then eventually becomes what? Professional in the game. And that place of play is very important. It's very important. For somebody right now, they are the game center playing. That is his place of play. So for somebody right now is playing from his basement. That's his place of play. For somebody right now, they are playing from the garage of their house. That is his place of play. For somebody right now is sitting at the game arena or a gaming cafe at a mall or at any other place, that is his place of play. And these place of play connect us globally through the technology of internet. We play together. And that is very critical in esports. And most of the time, we don't value that. I think about it, and that informs my thinking of how esports is, how global it is, how connected it is, how we come from different backgrounds and different perspectives, but we're able to play together. So this thing, esports, what it is, there's a place of play for it. There's a place of play for it. And when you think about it carefully, you begin to understand that, yeah, it is a sport, but it has different arenas, different play of where we all play from, right? And you need to appreciate that to understand how we need to govern it. So I will move on to my second point, and that will bring me to my second point. My second point is co-ownership. This whole thing about esports, this whole thing, this thing about esports, what it is, we need to understand the ownership structure. We need to understand how it's being owned. Is it only the publisher who created the game that owns it? They own the IP, yes. But if I buy with my money of the game from any digital platform or even physical decks, do I have a share in the ownership? Do I have a share? These are questions we need to ask ourselves. And it's all goes into the esports framework. I've already have an article where I talk about the co-ownership of esports, and I think that it's built on the 4 fundamentals. I think for me, the first level is a publisher or the developer of the game. They own the game, they own the IP, right? The second is the gamer who buys the game from any either physical decks or digital. Yes, they have a share in buying the game. If I buy the game, I buy a game at $70. I use my internet to play. I buy the console or the digital device or the hardware, the technology. That is mine. I own that part as well. I think the third people that co-share in the ownership structure of esports is the partners, the tournament organizers. I mean, they go ahead, go look for sponsors, go look for partners, and create an experience around it. Yes, they also own part of it, right? They use the games, they bring a community together, they build communities and leverage on the game. So yes, I believe they also have a share in the esports ecosystem. Then comes the structured organizations, government, and all that. The stakeholders. I'll give a broader. I'll say policymakers. Right. The policymakers. Yes, government is in there, but there are also institutional frameworks. Institutional frameworks, organizations, federations, associations that helps to govern esports teams, esports establishment, vendors, tournament organization, bringing them together. So kind of having a trade union, they also help in that. And building structures will help, right? People talk about systems, but systems cannot operate without structures. You need the structures to be there, then the systems will follow. How do you build systems without structures? How would the systems work if the structures are not there? So we as an esports association like this, we are a structure, a physical embodiment of the esports structure, where we have teams, we have leadership, we have organizational structure that embodies how we are developing the esports from the grassroots to the professional space. So yes, the co-ownership of esports is very, very dynamic, right? And it is a space where we need to understand that and be able to bring all these pillars or all these owners together: the publisher, the gamer, the tournament organizers, the institutions, government, parents, education outfit, everybody. Because esports is not just sports. It's a multidisciplinary new media, new entertainment, new technology, evolving industry, right? Which means you need to have a paradigm shift, and you need to have a mindset of that can foresee what is happening and be able to build. With that also have to come into place governance and structures. All right, so that understanding will take me to the next step about esports. Mind you, this topic here is what is this thing called esports. And I'm just having a good time talking to you on LinkedIn. I don't know how many people are watching, but anyway, I'm streaming live on LinkedIn and also on YouTube as well, as I've come to love to do. I haven't streamed for a very long time, so, but I'm back. I mean, we'll do this as and when I have the time to do it. All right, so that was number 2 on co-ownership. You can also share your perceptions and your understanding of what esports ownership means. Who truly owns esports? Is it the international bodies or is it the local organization? Is it a government body or is it the publisher who owns it? You know, and that's the beauty of esports, because there's no one single ownership. But all of us can work together to build a solid framework where everybody, even the youngest who is into esports, can benefit. And that's all that we want to build. Esports must build on credibility. I'll come to that. I don't need to give the spices. Anyway, I'll come to that as well. All right, so that will take me to my third point, all right? My third point. And that will be gamers before competitors. Whenever I talk about this particular topic, this point number 3, gamers before competitors, a lot of people don't get where I'm coming from. To really understand esports, you need to understand the game culture. To really appreciate esports, you need to also appreciate the game culture. That's why on my LinkedIn, I put there, I'm a gamer first. When I say I'm a gamer, what do I mean? I mean that I'm a creator. I mean that I'm a problem solver. I mean, I am a connector. I connect with others. I mean that I engage within the digital space. I mean that I understand the evolving technology of sports and of digital sports, right? And I'm a deep consumer and enthusiast of digital technology. That's what gamers. And there's another aspect of it. The culture comes with an act. The arts in the games. When we love to play video games, it's not just the playing, it's also the arts within it, the music, the photography, the cinematography, the storylines, what embodies every game. We love it. The colors, the artistic expressions within the game. We love it. You know, and you need to be, once you consider yourself as a gamer, you need to be able to appreciate all these facets. You need to understand all these. So when I say we are gamers before competitors, yes, everybody loves to play video games. They love to play, and they are different games, whether strategy games, FPS games, whether it is a casual game on your phone. We are gamers before competitors. The competition side, everybody cannot be a competitor. Everybody cannot be the best of the players. But we are all gamers. We became gamers before we became competitors. Before the competition, we were gamers. Before any tournament, we are gamers. Doesn't mean that if there is no esports tournament, we're still not playing. We're still playing in our living rooms, in our garage, in our ghettos, at the cafes, or at the game centers. We are still playing the game. So we are gamers before we are competitors. The tournament affords us opportunity, right, to be able to play and receive rewards, to be able to play and connect with other players, to be able to play to get the accolade. Yes, I am the best person in this game, or I'm the best person in this game at this locality. We love to show to be rewarded, to get appreciation. It is an emotional connection. So yes, we are gamers before we are what? Competitors. And that is one key aspect you need to understand about esports. Esports is just what? Electronic sports. And when you think about the electronics, and you think about our appreciation for digital culture, digital literacy, digital exposure, it brings everything into it. And sometimes when you will want to do sports, you want to take the sports and bridge it without, it becomes difficult. So yes, we are gamers before competitors. And I believe that this whole thing about esports, if you don't have a deeper appreciation of gaming, you will find it very difficult in getting it. It's just like any other sports. There is rugby league, there is tennis, there's basketball, there's all kinds of games, right? If you don't love the game, you can't appreciate it. It's also the same thing about esports. If you're not getting to appreciate the games and how games play in our lives, how people how people love the game culture, you won't be able to appreciate it that much. And this thing about esports is all about that. You need to understand that we are gamers before we become competitors. And we are building that trajectory where gamers become what? Pro gamers, and pro gamers become better at what they do by representing their nations, by representing their flags, and all that is coming up. We are building up to that point gradually. All right, so I will move on to my fourth point. This is one of the things that I really love. So I'm talking about this thing called esports and what it is about. And my point is that I've been trying to push or what I think it is. I've spoken, point number one, I talked about the place of play where we started playing esports, the games, and eventually we are playing it competitively, and even where we play from. I talked about number two. My second point was about co-ownership of esports, and the third point about was gamers before competitors, as in we are gamers before we become pro gamers. We are gamers before we become what? Competitors. We are gamers before we become esports athletes. Every esports athlete started from somewhere, loving the game, playing the game consistently, and eventually building the skill set to become the best of the best in their country, in their community, in their society, and eventually becoming the best in the world. Gamers before competitors. The next point that I want to make about this thing called esports, the grassroots, is point number four. Point number four. Point number four. This thing called esports, who is building it? Who is creating relevance? Who is actually, and I want to look deep into yourself. You can't talk about esports without talking about the grassroots builders. You can't talk about esports without talking about the people that are holding the fort, the people that are championing, the people that believes in the dream and hope that this esports thing will work. You can't talk about esports without going back, because esports is never built by billionaires' money. The roots is built by communities that are built by individuals with their own pocket money. I'm talking from experience from my own African trajectory, right? And the grassroots of esports are built by individuals, not corporations, not entities, not even government. It's built by individual, private entities, private individuals who believe that playing video games can become professional work for the youth. And with the shared ambition, that this esports thing can work, with the belief that this thing can become professional, can become career, can become career for some young boy who can play this thing very well. These are leaders who have commitment and vision. These are leaders who, from their own personal money, personal pocket money, goes their way to sanction local tournament, spend so much to create a community. Communities are not sustained by just talks. Communities are sustained by works. Communities are sustained by tournament. Communities are sustained by investment, deep investment from their own pocket money. You know, many of the it's surprising. Let me take myself as an example. I do a 9 to 5 work, and I also have freelance works that I do. And the money I get from those freelance works that I do, my personal money, we turn it back into building the communities. We support, we do tournaments. How do you sustain an esports community? Consistent engagement. Consistent engagement. And what kind of engagement do you have? Engagement, tournament, league tournament, consistent engagement. Because if somebody loves to play the game, you need to keep them actively playing so that they can become the best, so that they can express themselves. And this involves consistently creating the avenue to look for the best of the best in the community. And once you get the best of the best in the community, you create opportunity for them to rise to the next steps. That is giving them international exposure. And what does that mean? Making sure that there is international openings in international tournaments that they can play in. So it is not that easy. This esports thing is built by grassroots leaders with commitment that nobody can even fathom. Leaders with vision. Leaders who sacrifice so much. Leaders who sacrifice their resources, their money, their sleep, their skill sets. You know? And countless hours of time showing up. Countless hours of time showing up. Sometimes people doesn't have no clue how much time of investment we have to put in just to get even one tournament going. One activation of a tournament. The investment in hardware, the investment in consoles, the investment in PCs, the investment in gadgets just to make a tournament go live. These are builders, the grassroots builders. Shout out to every leader out there in esports, making sure that the communities is actively engaged. Communities are actively engaged. And those are the true builders of esports. It's not those that are quickly looking for fame and glory. It's not those that are quickly looking for government recognition. And I'll say it as it is. It's not those that have currently seen that there is something within esports, so they will do everything to get power. But esports power lies in community. Esports power lies in communities. If the community says you've done it, your credibility lies with the community. The grassroots builders. So that's number 4 for me for the grassroots builders. I mean, I can continue to talk about being a builder in the esports. It's not easy. It's not easy. It's not an easy task, you know, and it's sometimes difficult to see that the work that you have put in, somebody want to take glory, somebody want to take shine, because we work day and night to maintain the community that we built, we've created, community that we have sustained, we keep on building. It's not just about tournament. It goes beyond just tournament. It's also about welfare, being there for the players. You know, being there for the players, showing up at events, representing them. Oh my, it's a whole lot. It's a whole lot. When it comes to this, I'm so passionate about talking about the builders in the communities, because we've seen it's sad that somebody has been building the community for long, and all of a sudden somebody comes and take glory for it. And I won't miss words by saying that, look, when it comes to Africa, those who have built African esports, they are there. Look for them and you know them. In every African country, there are people who have started years building the foundations, building the structures, putting in place a lot of things to make sure that this esports thing becomes professional, becomes visible, becomes recognized. And all of a sudden, that person is pushed away, and another person is put there as they are the ones that have been, because what? Because of politics. Because of politics. Well, I mean, it's one of those things. It's one of those things. So this thing, esports, what is this? I'll come to my next point, which will talk about a lot of these things and what I think. Mind you, this is my perception and this is my understanding, where we've come from, the sacrifices we built, sleepless night. Some people have sacrificed their marriage for esports. I'm telling you. Some people have sacrificed their children's future earnings for esports, because they see a bigger picture. We see a bigger picture. We see every esports leader, great esports leader, is a builder who sees a bigger picture. It's a builder who sees beyond the now. It's a builder who has the people at heart. It's a builder who understands that this thing is bigger than me. This thing is all about the people. It's all about the players. It's all about the community. You know? And we look beyond that. And we put ourselves into that space and said, the only thing any leader, the greatest of any esports leader, is a servant to the community. We serve the community with all integrity, with all transparency, with the ultimate credibility, to make sure that those who will come after us have the framework to work with. Transparency, integrity, credibility, trust. If you are an esports leader now, in any country in the world, can people trust you? Can your community trust you? That's the word I wanted to talk about. Can your community trust you? Can people trust you? You see, when we don't build esports with credibility, we lose a lot. We don't build esports with trust, we lose everything. Because the game is built, the game is played on trust. Trust. The game is played on trust, fair play and trust. If I don't trust the system, if I don't trust that playing somebody has an upper hand over me, I won't play the game. We won't play the game. So the principle is that even in leadership and in building the trajectory for esports, leadership must believe in trust. And we must build on trust. Well, so that was my fourth point. And if you've just joined, today's topic is very unusual topic. It's not your normal, it's not my normal topic. It's something that's popped into my head, this thing called esports, what it is. And I'm trying to express myself. So if you are watching and you have a different view to what I'm talking about, yes, I mean, you can share it on the comment section. I will read it later and I will respond. So I'll go to my fifth point, the bridge. Number 5, this thing called esports, what it is. The bridge, the bridge, the bridge. I have always envisioned esports as a bridge. I have always envisioned esports as a bridge. A bridge that connects the old and the new. A bridge that connects technology with humanity. A bridge that connects the old age with youth. A bridge that connects our past with the future. If you could see esports as a bridge that connects technology, sports, youth, entertainment, culture, hospitality, is business, entrepreneurship, commercial. A bridge that connects a lot of things. You see, if you don't position your mindset to think about esports in the future, and or you only think about what you gain now, you missed it. You missed it. Because esports is multidisciplinary. Multidisciplinary. That is why you can't, though it is sports, you can't only take the sports aspect and build it. You will need to think about also the technology around it. You need to think about the humanity about it, humanity around it. And when I talk about the humanity about esports, I'm thinking about the youth, the youth and the old, how that merges, the humanity, the players, the stakeholders, the people within the ecosystem. And think about think about esports, you're thinking about also entertainment, the experience itself, the fans, and all these things. You need to think about it. You need to appreciate esports from all these angles. And once you be able to see it that way, you're able to recognize it, you're able to think deeper into how the frameworks, how the systems, how the structures, how the government should work. The bridge of technology The bridge of sports, the bridge of the youth, the bridge of entertainment all comes together. Entertainment now is one of the entertainment industry is big. The tech industry is big. And guess what? Esports plays in both ways. Esports works in both ways. In fact, esports bring these two industries together. This entertainment industry and the technology industry and the sports industry, harnessed by the power of the youth. Esports is an opportunity. The reason why I'm so passionate about it is that it is an ecosystem where everybody can dream. Everybody can have limitless opportunity. Limitless opportunity. That somebody at the backside, of the city can dream of playing a game without even stepping into the classroom and become great in the game because of the low entry barriers that esports offers. So the bridge, I believe that esports bridges cultures, it bridges faith, it bridges diversity and inclusion, it bridges so many things. And once we can look at the technology, the sports competitive aspect of sports, we think about the welfare of the youth and even creating an employment, using esports as alternative employment mechanism for the youth, using esports as alternative rehabilitation for youth in crime, using esports as rehabilitation for youth in drugs. Oh my, I can't think about using esports. There's so many ways that we can leverage this thing called esports, right? To help build better society, to help build better world. Esports as peace mechanism for places for refugees. Esports as peace mechanism to build to bring the youth in war-torn areas together. It is possible. Esports is a bridge. It is a bridge. It is a bridge to many things. It is a bridge to many facets in life. And once we begin to think about it that way, we have a broader sense of how we can create that bridge and bring inclusion, bring diversity, and bring improvement and build a better future, not only for us, but also for the young people who are coming. Esports is a bridge to education, leveraging on STEM and STEAM, esports is a bridge. All right, so that was my 5th point. I have 2 more points and then I'll be coming together. But I think that I've spoken enough. I want to take a break. And when I come back, I'll give my last 2 points and we are done. So can stay with me. I'll be right back on this my one-man show, Pad and Purpose, streaming live on YouTube and streaming live on LinkedIn Live. As always, my name is Kwesi Efford. I am an esports advocate. I love to talk about esports. I love to connect people, especially young people, to esports. I love to envision esports as better livelihood. I love to do anything esports. So stick and stay. I'll be right back with my last 2 points and then we end this session. I'll see you when I come back. Bye.
The VGA Esports show coming to you live from the Kotoka International Airport. Yes, we're speaking of how Ghana has to get to the next stage, and well, the time is now. The Valorant female team are here at the Kotoka International Airport, making their way to Saudi Arabia. Before they leave, we had to catch up with them for the last time, and I should call her. Rita, you're welcome to the show. This is the first time I'm speaking to you on the show. How is the feeling like going into this one?
I'm excited. I'm nervous, but mostly excited. I think we're gonna go there and have some fun.
What's the story been like for you for Valorant?
I started playing about a year ago, so I'm not that good at the game, but considering the other girls being super new to the game, I was the one that had to teach them like everything. But we had mad support from Arena 233, a couple people in the Valorant group as well. They came through, they gave us tips, we had one-on-ones with them. It was really some nice community building, so yeah.
What do you think your chances are of maybe making it all the way?
Honestly, the teams look scary. They look very scary. I see a lot of people who know the game, they've been playing for years. So honestly, we're just going to do our best, have some fun. It's our first time going. We'll come back stronger and better next year.
Now, building up to the days, a few days going into it, how are the feelings like? Did the training intensify? What are you feeling like?
Training definitely intensified. We did more work, and I'm proud of where we are right now because we barely knew the game, and we dedicated our time and become good at it.
Wow, you're going to Saudi Arabia. First impressions?
Hi, I'm excited. Feeling pressured but excited.
So what are your expectations going into this one? I know you're going to face other champions from different parts of the world. What are the expectations going into this one?
Well, I've placed my heart into training, so I think I will do my best. Maybe we'll bring some of the money home.
I've heard from your other teammates how they are feeling. Like, is this your first time traveling outside to represent Ghana on the international stage?
Yes, it is. This is my first time traveling ever, so I'm very, very excited.
Great, but you're also going to meet great teams out there. How do you think you score up against them?
I think we're going to do our best. That's all we're going to do. Just try our best.
All right, and you are welcome back to Pad and Peppers with me, Kwesi Hayford, streaming live from Ghana, Accra, Ghana, West Africa, and I've been talking about this thing called Esports. This is my live engagement where I open up and talk basically anything esports, anything games, anything. Sometimes I bring people on this show. This is my one-man show. Sometimes I bring people on this show. Sometimes too, it's just me picking a topic and talking about it, the way I feel, the way I want to express myself around it. So yes, esports is competitive play of video games, and I believe that it is the next big thing. It's not the next big thing. It's actually a big thing. It is a big thing. It is a big thing. Esports is very big, huge and big. It's growing in different spaces. It's growing. Every region, every country have their trajectory of growth in esports, just like the game culture. And you need to understand the game culture. You need to understand the love for playing video games, the gift of video games, the gift of play. I talk about these things, and it is in my mind. I just love to talk about these things. All right, so we were talking about I've shared a lot about this thing called esports, and I want to do a quick recap so that those who are joining now can understand. So I talked about the place of esports, and the place of esports talks about where we've been playing from. Some people play from their garages, basement. Some people go to the arena. Some people play from their mobile phone. I mean, there's different places of esports. I spoke about the co-ownership of esports. I believe that esports is co-owned. There's no one single authority or ownership of esports. The publishers have their share. The gamer who buys the game also have their share. The investor or the tournament organizer or the private entity who uses the game to bring community together or players together also have a say. And then comes the policy and the other stakeholders also who also have this a share. And but the most important is also the community, the fans. They also have a share. I mean, when we come together, organize together, and come and watch, you see 1,000 and 1,000,000 people on a YouTube stream of a live stream watching. They also have a share. The community of gamers who love to play a certain game, who love to participate, they also have a share. And I believe this is the co-ownership of esports. The third point I made was gamers before competitors. I said that we are gamers before we became competitors in esports. Competitors like the players who play against each other. And once you understand that the gaming cultures, we become gamers. Everybody needs to have a casual life of gaming or pro life of gaming before become a competitor. I talked about that. And I talked about, and the fourth point I made was about the grassroots builders. I spoke about the fact that esports communities are created and nurtured by individuals, private individuals who spend their money, their funds, their resources to build communities. And eventually, in a country, in every country, there have been people there who have spearheaded the esports. It has never been from top to the bottom. Esports growth, as we currently know, has grown from the community level that is going up. And now that governments and authorities, policymakers are beginning to see the light, are beginning to recognize, are beginning to appreciate the trajectory in which esports can become, and now putting in place the systems and structures to make it happen. So, but whilst we build, we must never forget about those who have put in the sweat, blood, and time and money to make it what it is today. The grassroots builders. These are the individuals from each country, from each community who have put in their sweat and money to make sure that esports is in this country. So when you pick a country, you pick any nation, you pick any community, any geolocation, there have been people there fighting and building and creating and nurturing esports communities. And those people need to be recognized. Those people need to be appreciated. Those people need to be rewarded for how far they have brought the esports community in those countries too. Okay, so that was number 5. Number 5, I spoke about the bridge between tech community. I said that esports is a bridge and it connects different facets of life. Esports is a bridge that connects the old and the new. Esports is a bridge that connects sports and digital. Esports is a bridge that connects media and traditional media and the digital media. Esports is a bridge that connects experiences, entertainment, and all that. All right, and then the 5th one, that's where I'm coming to. That's actually the 6th one, right? The 6th one. This is where we are now. This is the big topic. This is the big topic. I believe it's a big topic now. Yesterday I was in a meeting and it was all about esports governance and it's a difficult topic to talk about because but I will talk about it anyway. I mean, we can look at esports. If we want to take esports seriously, then we need to talk about good governance. I always talk about good governance, right? And just that it's not just rules and paperwork. We need to talk about the work that has been done. We need to talk about merit. We need to talk about authenticity. we need to talk about credibility, and the last, we need to talk about community at heart. These four pillars are the guiding light. I'm talking about the work that has been done. Who has really built work, right? Then the merit, and what merit. If you want to talk about the governance, I will also position it that way. That we also need to talk about the merit. What kind of merit would reach the merit at which people have worked and what they deserve? Authenticity. When you want to talk about good governance, the guiding light. These are the guiding lights. One, the work, merit, authenticity, trust, credibility, community, and the community at heart. These are the guiding light that I always look out for. If you say you are a true leader in governing, you want to govern the esports space, let's see your longevity in work that has been done, the merit that you can show, right? And sometimes I even talk about the scars that you can show. What kind of scars do you have to show that you have done work within the community? And whenever you want to talk about governance, yes, as for paper, everybody can go and forge paperworks and show that they've done A, B, C, D. But show proof of work, show working, as we will say it here, show working. What has been done, what work has you done that you merit governance, you merit authority, you merit this. And these are the things that I keep saying. But on all the things that we talk about merit is trust. When it comes to governance and leadership, does the community trust you? Does the community trust you? The community of gamers, the people you are trying to rule over and control over and govern over, do they trust you? You need to build trust. And trust is a two-way. I need to trust you, you need to trust me. You need the community to trust you, the community trusts you, and you trust the community. So that is for governance. That is for the guiding light for governance. All right, I spent a lot of time. So, but last but not the least, the big hot topics, my last point, which is a contribution, but not a contribution. 7 is a question for you. You watching this presentation. You watching this presentation. You know, everybody is talking about esports. With all that I've said, is esports a sport? That's a big question for you. And if it is a sport, what are the frameworks? What are the frameworks we need to build around it? Or is totally something new? It's totally something new that we need to build from the ground up. Is this totally something new that we need to step back and look at the future and say, hey, we need to put this thing in place. We need to put this thing in place. We need to go. Or we just need to go by the sports framework. And that is where we are now. You know, a lot of people want to position esports as sports. Yes, it is. But it is digital sports. Some time back when we were even calling it as digital sports, people don't want to. It is digital sports. But don't get me wrong. I want it to be esports is sports, but not sports. And I have a full article on that. All right. And you can go and read. You can also share your perspective to it. Esports is the only industry, is the only competitive space, is the only competitive gaming entertainment experience that has blown or that has gotten into this trajectory without traditional media. You can check it and let me know. Every traditional sports, take it football, basketball, tennis, golf, has greatly increased and exploded through traditional media. Esports didn't go through tradition. Esports built its own media. From the gamer side, from the game culture came esports. And it is community oriented. It's people oriented. It's youth oriented. So is esports sports or is something new? I don't know. And probably maybe you will know. But I think that in my other point, I said esports is a bridge. It's a bridge to new heights. It's a bridge to something really new. And I'm hoping and I'm believing that we'll have a paradigm shift. We'll have a mindset shift and look at this thing and say, hey, this is something wonderful. This is something good. This is something amazing that we need to build from the ground up. You see, if you don't understand grassroots development of esports, you will never get it. You will never get it. How to build a team, how to put a community together, how to sustain esports teams, how to sustain the community. Yes, it is sports, but not sports. Yes, it is sports, but it's also a bridge. Yes, it is sport. It has all the characteristics of sports. It has all the rudiments of sports. It has all the facets of sports. But it is more than sports. Far more than sports. Think about the technology. Think about the experience. Think about the borderless nature of how to reach audiences. Today, right now, if I want to organize an esports tournament and show it all over the world through the technology, the magic of, through the technology that we have at our disposal, it will go all over the world. So, is esports, is this sports? Is this sports or something else? That's a question I will leave you up to. And I hope that you will have an answer for me. So it's been me. My name is Kwesi Hayford. I love to talk about esports. I love to do esports tournament. I love to do everything esports. I love to encourage people about esports. I love to talk to your child about esports. I love to talk to your corporate entity about esports. I love to connect people in esports because I believe in esports and I love esports. This has been Power and Purpose live session. I'll see you on the next one. Keep on connecting to me on LinkedIn. If there's anything you want to ask me about esports, yes, just send me a DM. If you have a corporate entity that needs to activate in esports, let's talk about it. I will share something with you too. So it's been me, Kwesi Hayford, and I'm signing up. I'll see you on the next one. Enjoy your day. Bye-bye.